Hey guys, Adam here from ClearBlast. Wanting to go over another maintenance item on our ClearBlast 150, which we got the sides off here, but we have the micro air filters. All right, so there's two filters that are below here, and one is a general purpose, and then you have a coalescing. So basically the first one will take solids and all that out of the air, excuse me, and then the coalescing will remove liquids such as oil from your compressor, water, anything that's there. We want to keep this air nice and clean. Now, you will come to a point where you're going to want to change the cartridge in your filters. If you notice that your blast pressure is lacking and you're not able to get it up beyond where you're typically going with your compressor, it could be these filters here. And if your air is very dirty, very wet, if you live in a very humid area, it could be affecting that even further more. So you want to keep an eye on these, and they can be simply checked to see their condition. And then obviously, again, you can replace them. So to maintenance one of these, typically you can do it with your hand. If you need to, you can get a wrench on this. And actually, before I go any further, you want zero air hooked up, nothing hooked up to this machine, so that we do not have any kind of pressure built on in these chambers. So first, we are going to unscrew the bowl, and you'll immediately find that you have an O-ring on the top here. Sometimes they do get stuck up inside the housing there, but make sure you keep an eye on that O-ring. You also do not want to remove this white float on the bottom. Technically, these are venting filters. They're not perfect, but that does allow this thing, if it fills up, to vent any kind of built up moisture through the bottom when they're working properly. They can get stuck at times. So if you have a bowl that is full of oil or water or solids, you certainly want to clean that out. But if you can ideally not remove this white float inside here, you'll have a much better time. There's a very hairpin-like sliver, we can't quite see here, that goes through the bottom, and to get that reset can be a little bit of a pita. So again, if it's dirty, we have to go after it. But if it looks like it's functioning properly, you don't have a lot of buildup, you can leave them in place. And then next we have the actual filter cartridge. So this is a pretty much new machine demo unit, but if this is starting to get really dirty, then we want to change it. And to do so, this also just unscrews from the housing. And we do sell the replacement filters for this and the general purpose filter. So you do have another O-ring on there that you're going to want to remove, put onto your new filter, and then we can go ahead and put these back in. Now, I personally like to remove both of these. I'll actually shoot air through it, and I'll put my hand over the housing of the first one, allow just good airflow to come through there. If you happen to get anything big that was in your airline come through, it just ensures that you're getting that out. You know, again, just kind of an extra measure, because this is coming right off of our direct feed from our compressor. And if I get a better angle on it there for you, it's gonna be tough. There you go. So it comes right off of our main air and then goes through these two filters before heading to the rest of our componentry. So if you did happen to have something in your airline, it could potentially end up in these filters, which is what we want, but it will, you know, hinder your performance in the long run if they are clogged. So that is what we're trying to avoid. So yeah, so if you're gonna go ahead and replace your cartridge, you'd screw your new one on there. And we'll take our bowl with the O-ring on there, and you can certainly clean your seal if need be. But most importantly, just make sure that it lands flat and you don't kill it when you put this thing on there, but you want it to be, you know, a good hand tight. At that point, if you've done both, you want to go ahead and just put air to your unit and test that they are not leaking air. If they are leaking air, you can certainly get an O-ring replacement, which does come with the filters themselves when you order them. And you can replace that O-ring, throw some grease on it, and you're good to go. All right, so again, Adam here from ClearBlast, and that is your micro air filter maintenance.